What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Locked On Sharks, the premier hockey podcast covering your favorite team in the Bay Area. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Tankathon, we're back again. Sharks are bad, baby! We can just focus on the children from now on. They lost 3-1. No, they lost 4-1 to the Knights. Who cares? I stopped watching in the second period. That's not true. I hate myself, so I watched the whole thing.
You're Locked On Sharks, your daily podcast on the San Jose Sharks. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's up? Whoa. Wow. I got lost there. I'm your host, Kyle Demetrius. Back with me, as always, is co-host JD, the Yaddle to my Bears Offie. Two useless Jedi.
Oh,
Do you want to be Yaddle or do you want to be Barris Offie?
it doesn't matter, does it?
I don't know who To be fair, I don't really know who Barris Offie is. I googled useless Jedi, and I got a list of 25 Jedi from weakest to strongest, and I just picked some of the ones that were at the top.
Barris Offie, she had a cool arc in Clone Wars, so I'll take that instead of Yaddle, who you see for literally 3 seconds and then that's it.
But it's a Yoda.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a female Yoda.
Are we
they
sure?
Don't make Yoda eggs. It says that
Yoda
Barris
eggs.
Offie was such a disappointment. Nice to see a Padawan without reckless tendencies, but then Offie had to ruin it all by orchestrating the bombing of the Jedi Temple in protest of the. Whoa, what?
Yeah.
But then she had to blame pinned on her friend Ahsoka. Like,
Yep.
Oh, okay, I take that back.
Yeah.
The Yaddle to my Shaq T.
Shaq T was trained the clone troopers at
She chose to meditate while the Jedi Temple came under attack. Useless. Yeah. There we go, baby. We did it.
Yeah, she was in charge of training the clone troopers at anyway.
You know what I saw?
I'm watching Clone Wars right now anyway.
Yeah. That's cool. Somebody thought there should be a cool arc about Jocasta Nu, which was like the librarian. She escaped apparently, and then Darth Vader had to hunt her down and kill her. Which is sick that he's just hunting down librarians.
Yeah, there was a good Star Wars, like kind of like right after, and it's like kind of him going through that. Like there's a good book on that. Kind of like Darth Vader right after. Anyway,
but imagine being Darth Vader, the most powerful Jedi that's ever lived, and being like, you know what I need to do? Find this librarian who's like 100 years old.
But yeah, it's kind of because he had to like retrain himself, like the way he used his lightsaber and stuff like that, because he was, he went from like being like a normal Jedi to basically being a tank, so he couldn't move as fast and all that. Anyway,
did?
Anakin when he became Vader.
Oh yeah,
but yeah. Anyway,
what does that have to do with the librarian?
He has to like hunt her down. Well, the book, he's still super emo and talking.
Thinking about sorry, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Anyway, hunting down the librarian.
Speaking of hunting down. The playoffs
hunting down some
are not
offense.
Being hunted down by shit. Definitely not San Jose. They lost 4-1 to the Knights. They were down 2-0 after the first period and looked like total poo-poo the whole time.
Shots on goal, baby. To the moon.
Going by how it's trended, they're going to do 16 next.
That would be amazing. They should do that.
They didn't look much better in the second period, and then the third period they were down 3-0 and had to kind of sort of come to life. They did score a goal off of a missed penalty call, which was sick. Nick Bonino scored. Thanks for coming out in game 50, bro. Appreciate it. Off a feed from Cogliano, who has even come out less than Nick Bonino this season. And then the Knights potted an empty netter, and that's all she wrote. And I think that's picture wrap on the playoffs, right?
Yes, we called this the last stand weekend, and it is gone.
They have not stood.
They folded faster than Superman on laundry day. Yeah, like it's the same thing we've seen recently, where it's like they don't show up to play in the first period. They get outplayed in the first period. They go into the first period down 2-0, and then they're in full on scramble mode to try to come back. And I mean, the Knights basically were like, oh, we're up 3. Cool. We'll just kind of hang on because we're way better than you. I mean, it tells you everything you need to know that they were like, you know what? Logan Thompson, who I think's on his way to being a fine goalie, like He was the AHL goaltender of the year last year. Like he's well on his way to being like at least a decent backup, but whatever. But they were just like, get out there, buddy.
He's
your
played
thing.
2 games.
Yeah. You look good tonight, though. I will say.
But
I don't care if you're the second coming of Dominic Hasek. When you're in your second game, absolutely shell this man with pucks. It's his second NHL game. Like, what?
Yeah. No, I know. This is twice now. This is twice now. Skinner and Thompson in the past week have both just,
befuddled the Sharks.
Yeah. We've tried nothing and we're all out of ideas.
This is my whole thing with Bob is that people are like, well, what do you not people? There's this one guy that commented on me, so I'm going to use this as a topic because the content boys, little secret behind the curtain, the content boys need content constantly, so we will take it where we get it. But he's like, what do you want to do when the third line has no offense, the fourth line is basically AHL, and there's 3 NHL adjacent players in defense? I'm like, okay, that's fine. But he hasn't tried to address any of those things. His idea for getting some offense this game was to move Dahlin to the fourth line and Nieto to the second line. That's it. That was his idea. Now, I don't know why Cogliano
he already came out and said that I just moved Dahlin to send a message. He's like that. He came out and said that. Like,
cool, sick, awesome. What about calling up John Leonard? What about calling up Joachim Blichfeld? What about calling up Sasha Shimolevsky? What about doing anything instead of playing Lane Peterson again?
Who's got like 20 goals in the AHL?
Yes. Why can't we have? What happened to Jaden Halbgevaks? Why can't Nieto and Cogliano can go to the press box for a game? They're veterans. They're like somebody pointed out that they might want to be keeping the veterans happy. Might have been Shang said keeping the veterans happy.
You're losing. You've lost your 6th game in a row.
Thank you. I don't know why you are using the same 12 forwards and just moving them around in like little pieces, but you're not really moving them around.
It's like those puzzles where it's like there's one little empty spot and you got to move everything at once. That's the puzzle right here. It's just like,
yeah, like if you scratch Pettersson and then you scratch Gadovich, or who owns the fourth line tonight? Veal, Pettersson, Dahlin.
Yeah.
So scratch Pettersson,
I didn't even see Veal play. I didn't notice anything about Veal until the last 8 seconds when he got into a fight. I watched the entire game. I did not notice anything he did. I didn't even notice he was on the ice.
I didn't know Pettersson was there either until he fell into Reimer. I didn't know Bonino and Cogliano were on the ice either. Like, you can call up John Leonard and put him in the Nieto spot on the third line, and then bench Cogliano or something, or put Cogliano on the fourth line. Here we go. Bench Peterson, bench Veal, bench Nieto. Call up Halbgevaks and Leonard and Nick Merkley. There you go. That's 3 different things. Call up Scott Reedy. I don't care. Do anything.
Pavelski 2.0.
Yeah, Pavelski 2.0. Honestly, moving Matt Nieto to the second line is malpractice when you can call up Scott Reedy and be like, here's your chance, homie. Go for it. I would rather see a guy that's got 20 goals in the AHL try it out than Matt Nieto. Like, no offense to Matt Nieto, it's just not his job.
Guys who can score, like guys that we've seen score in the AHL, and it's it's like they've gotten 3 games here and there. Habawaks has played 3.
Something like that. Scott Reedy got 2, I think.
Yeah, and it's like fourth line. It's like, fine, if you want to put Dahlin on send your message to Dahlin, put him on the fourth line, whatever, fine. But you're not doing anything to replace his value, like his production. I know he hasn't played as well recently, but he still has that. His job is to score goals, and he hasn't scored goals right now. Find somebody else who can score goals, because Matt Nieto is not the guy who's scoring goals. Like Matt Nieto in his Shang had a big article about he's there for the PK. Cool, man.
We just did this with Melker Karlsson for 3 friggin' years.
Yeah, find me somebody who can score goals. You know how you win games?
Scoring goals. Sorry, Noah Gregor. You had 3 breakaways tonight.
Yeah, you've scored since Eric Karlsson got hurt. I think they've averaged 2 goals a game. 2.
Sick.
The same amount of shots they had against Edmonton in the second period.
Sick. I don't know. Stop rearranging the goddamn deck chairs. Just do something else. I don't care if you want to bring up one at a time and do something else. At least you're doing
just give me something else. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I don't mind watching them get smoked by the Knights if they were trying something or developing.
It's okay, at least I can see what Here, Hobblewalk.
Yeah.
Go out and play.
Or like they're trying to
14
develop some young
minutes tonight.
kids.
Yeah, go play 14 minutes with Couture and Barabanov and see what happens, or Couture and Balsers and see what happens. But
even if you want to play him 9 minutes on the third line, whatever, sure.
Yeah.
At least there's something to watch. Like I was really enjoyable watching Ryan Merkley play in a game again. You know what I mean? Like it's nice to see these guys. I enjoyed watching Jonathan Dahlen on the fourth line and then get promoted because he's too good for that line. I just
need to eat some Built Bars right now.
Yeah. So Built Bars, new year, new me. It's almost March. Built Bar, give us some more ad copy. If you haven't given up on your workout plan, you can use Built Bars to supplement. If you have given up, you can always restart. It's okay. There's no shame in that game. It's a process. It's not a vertical climb like this on an axis. It's peaks and valleys. We've all been there. But you can help yourself by getting Built Bars because they're covered in 100% real chocolate. It means they taste good and they don't taste like shit like some of those other protein bars. Chalky, chemically, waxy. Go to the gas station, grab one, try it out. Be like, not for me. Then grab your favorite Built Bar and try it out. And if you don't really like that chocolate bar feel, they have new Built Bar Puffs, which we have both tried. They are literally protein-infused marshmallows. They're very soft and very marshmallowy. And the cool thing about the marshmallow puffs is that they have unique flavors to them. They've got cinnamon churro, which is the best one, coconut marshmallow, banana cream pie. There's all sorts of other kind of flavors. And if you do want some of the traditional flavors, you can always pick out your favorite from cherry barcia, coconut brownie, double chocolate, peanut butter, all sorts of stuff. There's probably a mint one. The holidays are coming up. And so Built Bar is probably going to have some sort of new seasonal Built Bar. They always have new flavors coming around different holiday times. I'm still pulling for Peeps flavor because it's funny. Throw out any other kind of a mini eggs flavor. Something. Try it out. Maybe you never know. So you got to go to built.com for that. And the good thing is that no matter what you pick, most Built Bars only contain 130 calories, 4 grams of sugar, 4 net carbs, and 17 grams of protein. And when you compare that to your typical chocolate bar, 240 calories, 30 grams of sugar, and dozens of net carbs. So go to built.com, use promo code LOCKED15 and get 15% off your order. Use promo code LOCKED15, LOCKED15 for 15% off at built.com. Do you think I can order Built Bars from Australia?
Maybe. You'll get them like 3 months later, probably, but
it doesn't take forever to get something there. Yeah. I don't know. It's just I quote tweeted. I didn't ask. I quote tweeted Shang because when he talked about the first period, and I said it's time to ask Bob why this is the third game in a row. His teams are never ready to play, and Shang said he's been asked and he'll be asked again. But I think I don't want them to be like, "Hey, why do you think they're not ready to go?" I want them to be like, "Bob, is it you, Bob? Why aren't you getting them ready to win?" Like, ask Bob these questions. He's the goddamn coach.
It's You and we've been done on the Bob train for a while, right? I don't think they will fire him, especially with Doug Wilson not around. I mean, I know Doug Wilson's around, but Doug Wilson's not there for day-to-day operations right now, so I don't think they'll actually fire him. But it's getting late pretty quick for Bob, and we've talked about this before. It's just like, what does he bring on a night in night out basis? Like with John Madden when he was the coach for during the Charcuterie games and stuff like that. Like you saw, this team came out ready to play. They played hard, stuff like that. Especially when they had like 7 AHL guys that they pulled out off, stuff like that. Like I know the team's dealing with injuries and stuff like that, but it's just like, again,
they just don't look ready.
I
have some Bob quotes.
Oh, okay. Let's hear the Bob quotes.
Courtesy of Ross McKeon. Don't really know how to say his last name. That guy. Boughner. I thought, Hurdle and Meyer, tried to play a little bit too much one-on-one. I can't even finish this, man. Like, what are we doing? The 2 best players on the team, and you're going to criticize them for trying to play one-on-one in a game that you're losing and you need offense. What? We just lost the plot here. Anyway, continuing. Quoting. You get fancy and try to create and do things you probably wouldn't do if it's a 0-0 game.
You're losing 3.
It's not a 0-0 game. Anyway, continuing. But those guys have been our offensive catalyst all year. If they have an off game, we have to...
that is your offense. End of
yeah. Continuing to quote. So continuing to quote here. If they have an off game, we have to be able to have someone step up and fill that void. And unfortunately, our team being down 2-0 after one, again, is a tough way to beat a team like Vegas. No shit. Boughner, our PP really never got set up. Our PP, our power play was the reason we got a point last game. That's a good team over there. On paper, they're one of the best teams in the league. You give up a couple goals like that, it's tough. We're missing some key players, and that's what happens. What key players are they missing? I would like to point out that they're missing Erik Karlsson, one.
Erik Karlsson, William Eklund, R.I.P. Kevin LeBanc.
Boughner's still going, though. Hold on, I got more. Games get tougher to win in the second half. And teams are fighting for their lives. It's the little things. If there are breakdowns and it's early in the game, you have to stay in games. So there's a little frustration. We've got to fight through it. Couture, we've got to find a way to score first in games and score more than 1 or 0. Oh, thanks, Couture.
Yes, can confirm. You have to score more than 1. Yeah,
Bob, I don't know. I wouldn't mind watching them lose. Like, it would be fun if they were like playing kids and doing stuff. But like,
good for you. Good news for you, buddy. This is 6 in a row. So
okay. Caveat: I don't want to see them lose, but if they're gonna lose, I would like to see them doing stuff.
At
but
least,
like, here's the thing: is that I'd be like, okay, Dahlin goes to the fourth to send a message. Great, we're holding people accountable. Awesome, sick, love it. The rest of the lineup didn't change. Whatever, maybe this will do something. But Rudy is healthy, and then you send out power play 2 with goddamn Lane Pedersen and Noah Gregor on it, and Rudy is nowhere near the power play.
Rudy finally got power play time today.
Finally!
That long national nightmare is over.
Who did he replace? Pedersen, I think?
Who cares? It doesn't matter.
Oh, true. He could have replaced anybody but Dahlin on the power play. It would have been fine. But, like, they had so much power play time before that, and Pedersen and Gregor and Bonino and Cogliano and Ferraro and whoever are all on the power play.
Yeah, so here's the power play minutes. Balser is 136, Barabanov 211, Bonino 124, Couture 302, Dahlin 148, Noah Gregor 142, Hertl 148, Meyer 153, Matt Nieto 45 seconds, and Lane Peterson 56 seconds for the forwards.
Well, at least Pedersen only played 56 seconds.
Yes.
It just, how do you start the game without Rudy on the goddamn power play? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's just so many questions. Like, yes, the team is not that great. We know that. But at least
last year when they were bad, we had like, oh, cool, we have Rudy and Barabanov, like the whole, are they a witch? Throw them off the cliff, see if they can fly type of thing that we
remember how much we used to talk about like Shimolevsky and stuff?
Yeah.
And who was the guy? Ivan Chekovich? Like, we got to talk about those guys.
R.I.P.
Guess what? Ivan Chekovich wasn't it. And he went back to Russia. We found out. Zach.
Yeah. Sasha, R.I.P. So, Kyle.
Yes, sir.
If I wanted to bet if the Sharks losing streak can get to 10 games, where do you think I could do that at?
BetOnline.
That might not be a bad. You just parlay all the Sharks with all the losses there for the next. But yeah, BetOnline, it's got you covered. Although football season's over, basketball is in full steam with both pro and college hoops. March Madness is right around the corner. From all the latest odds, totals, player performance props to where the next fired coach is going to land, BetOnline.net is the number one spot for your sports betting needs. BetOnline remains the best spot for your sports scores, podcasts, and news this season. And it's not just basketball. BetOnline.net is your source for hockey, boxing, and UFC odds, right to the Olympic coverage and information. So head to their website today. Use your mobile device to sign up and learn more about the trends in action. BetOnline, where the game starts. Just a sigh. All right. Any positives that you could take from this game? I thought Rudy looks good. So Rudy looks good.
Rudy did look good. Nick Bonino and Cogliano set up a goal. If they're gonna win any more games, they're gonna need something. Like, they have done shit all season. But I mean, it's nice to see them get on the board and do something.
Yeah, I mean, and like the Sharks did have a few, especially in the first period, they did have a few opportunities, on breakaways and stuff like that. And, you have to give it Logan Thompson. He did play really, really well tonight, and stuff. But they
also didn't make it hard on him after the Like
that's how it feels, because it almost feels like last year where it's like, like earlier this season, whenever we would see them, if they get down, they would fight back, like that Boston game where, it's kind of like the hallmark one where it's like they can't, or even like the Penguins game where like they're down, but they like scraped together and fought back. And it's just recently, it's like,
this is the 2020 Sharks.
Yeah. Yeah. Where it's just like, oh man, something happened bad. I don't know what to do. And like, that's just kind of how it feels like right now with it. It's like we're watching last year's Sharks, and it's again, like if we're going to lose, like you and I are fine with them losing, but at least give me something to build upon, right? Where it's like, hey, is John Leonard actually a thing? Could he actually be a thing? Or, is Scott Reedy Joe Pavelski 2.0, as some people on this podcast claim? Like, give us something to like look forward to, because it's like we've watched plenty of Matt Nieto and Andrew Cogliano, and like, like those guys are fine hockey players, but like you're not going to be part of this team's future. It's like you have these young guys, you have to find out if they're going to be part of your future. And if you can find a diamond in the rough, like you did with Barabanov, like you did with Balcers and stuff, like you got to try to see if these guys can be part of that future, or if you need to start looking for other guys.
Yeah. That's why. Yeah. The PRK. What is it? PRK. The PRK. The penalty kill looked good.
Yeah, it's good, but yeah.
Penalty kill is good. It's the best part about this team. That and Timo Meier. It's the best part.
Yeah. How about the Knights? I know we're a Sharks centric podcast, but
how about that?
What do you think about the Knights and their chances at being a cup contender?
Capital J journalist John Young over here just busts out the press hat. You need one of those little fedoras with like a little press tab in the corner. You got to put that on whenever you're going to bust out.
I have a real question to ask.
Real talking points.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be. I don't know if they're as balanced as they have been in the past, but Peter Angelo, I don't know why I can say it. Peter Angelo and Shea Theodore have been really good this season. And adding Jack Eichel, if they can figure out some sort of dance and get their team wholly intact to the playoffs, and they add Stone back on the team, if they go full Tampa, like Jack Eichel is amazing. We just saw it; he's so sick.
Wait till he actually is like in hockey condition and has actually played like 15, 20 games, and has some real chemistry. Yeah.
And I think they have an advantage over a team like Colorado in the goaltending tournament, because they don't have a goaltender in Colorado, basically. Yeah. A team like the Flames might stymie them a little bit. They have
the Flames. The Flames are just deep. Like they can run. Like
they're deep, and Markstrom's unreal.
Really good. Yeah.
I think they're going to win their first round matchup. I would assume. I shouldn't assume that, but I think they will. I think it gets interesting when they have to play probably the Flames in the second round, and then probably Colorado or somebody who beats Colorado in the third round. I just don't know if we're looking at the same Knights team that was. Wow, they're going to come out of the Western Conference. I mean, they did lose to Montreal last year.
Yep. In
the Western Conference Finals, pretty convincingly. Like it wasn't close. It wasn't like it went to overtime in Game 7 or something like that. They lost in 6 and they lost. So they're really good.
But they definitely chinks in the armor compared to what we've seen from them in previous years, and they're very, very, very top heavy. And like you said,
but I mean, when that top line is Pacioretty, Eichel, Stone,
it's a very, very good line. Yeah, it's amazing. It's kind of like that Boston feel where it's like that top line is amazing. But
there's like a minute left. Yeah, there's a minute left in the game, and they're going Pacioretty, Eichel, Stone, Theodore, Peter Angelo.
Yeah, it's just like.
So,
but I'm because I'm kind of keeping tabs on them, but they don't feel like that. I know that, and they've dealt with a lot of injuries and stuff like that. I was talking to our friend Lachlan. I was on the Crease Cast on Friday, so you can go check that out. But we were talking about I think they've played like 36 guys so far, like 36 skaters so far this year, or something like that. Where it's just like this insane amount of players, and they've done a good job of holding together with. All the injuries and stuff that they've gone through, but at some point you need all these guys to kind of get together and actually play real games together. And you can't just get to the playoffs and then turn on the switch and hope everything works out for you. But like I said, I think Colorado is a tier above them, but I just But you could see it on paper with these guys just all humming along. Yeah.
If Vegas ended up going to the finals, it would be like, well,
I wouldn't be shocked.
They had it for Jack Eichel, but I don't think they're going to do it. But anyway, we'll be back tomorrow previewing the Ducks of Anaheim. Quack. Yeah, the Canards. Trevor Zegras, baby. Not going to win the Calder.
No, he's very good, though.
Yeah. He might finish second for the Calder.
Yes. You want to know why Sharks should tank and get a good player? Because go watch Trevor Zegras play, and you're gonna have to phase him for the next 10 to 15 years.
Watch the Calder Cup. Watch the Calder race this year. Lucas Raymond, Moritz Seider, Trevor Zegras, Anton Lundell. Yeah. Who's the other guy? Matt Boldy.
Yeah. And then Quentin Byfield, who if didn't get hurt this year, would probably be in the mix too. So yeah, he's very good as well. So. For the Kings. Yeah. That's why the Sharks need another good player. They need to find Eklund a friend.
Yeah, preferably one that's named Trevor Zegras or Lucas Raymond, but hey, it's beyond the point here. If you'd like to talk to us on the internet, you can do that at Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Locked on Sharks on all three. We will talk to you and respond. JD puts up all of our episodes, so no matter where you look, you will get them. YouTube, Locked on Sharks at Locked on Sharks at YouTube. Yeah. If you want to watch us, you can do that. We will comment. If you insult me, I will respond. Seems to be the only thing I do on YouTube. Just respond to people saying I have a stupid voice. Well,
we do appreciate it.
That's your problem.
It helps our interactions and helps
our engagement. So bring it on. Joke's on you, suckers.
Yes.
Shout out to the guy. No. Shout out to the guy. It was A-Rod and his centaur paintings again. That was like, you're just mad because he's right. And I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
It's you. You're A-Rod.
I wish I was that. Had that much foresight to figure it out. We did get an email. LockedOnSharks@gmail.com. I don't know where it is though. Kind of forgot. Oh yeah, it was from the guy from Scotland again.
Oh yay!
Yeah. He doesn't have an aggressive enough of a Scottish name though.
You should change your name.
Yeah, Joseph. I won't say his last name. I don't want to dox people here.
Joseph Scottington.
Yeah, from North Kiltown. Imagine he is from North Kiltown. This email probably won't be as mental as the last one I say. It was started morning content voice, but he sent this at it was some absurd time. Yeah, it was 1:47. This email probably was as mental as the last one I sent you. Let's see where it goes. Since next year will be Timo's last season for free agency, we do to end up with a repeat of this season and hurdle with Timo's future potential trade looming over everything. We'll talk about that coming up.
We have all summer to explore that, baby.
What do you think the likelihood of the Sharks trading away Timo is? And if they did trade him, what would be a reasonable return? Would the Sharks be looking at a haul similar to what they gave Ottawa for EK? More. Personally, I think they should do everything they can to keep him. Blah, 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 blah. Speaking of Hurdle, his brother Yaroslav. I didn't know that Thomas Hurdle had a brother named Yaroslav.
That's amazing.
Sick name. Also, what? Where has this been in our life? Used to play for my hometown team, the Edinburgh Capitals. Oh, yeah. Wait, I haven't showed JD this email before. A few years ago. This was the season they decided to form a super team of as many NHL players' brothers as they could. They had Jeff Schultz's brother Ian, Jared Stahl, and Jacob Johnston, who is the brother of three-time women's Olympic gold winner Rebecca Johnston. The team finished last in the league by 7 points, and it was their best season in years. Anyway, here's Yaroslav's jersey. And he sent you a picture of a Yaroslav Hurdle.
That's awesome.
Edinburgh jersey.
I kind of want a jersey like that. The Drake meme. Tomas Hurdle? No. Yaroslav Hurdle? Yeah.
Oh, can you please make that? Oh, I'll send you the picture. Can you please make that? He said, have a good one, lads, because he's Scottish and they only know how to say lads. Anyway, Tomas Hurdle's brother, Yaroslav. We should do the Good Morning Post tomorrow to Yaroslav. Oh, yeah. But doesn't speak English.
After he gets traded.
We should say good morning to Yaroslav tomorrow. Find a picture of him. Deep cut for the listeners. Really paying off if you come listen to our show. Anyway, JD's at my fry hole.
Kyle is at Kyle Demetrius. Thank you for making us your first listen as always. We really appreciate you. A lot of new listeners, a lot of people coming back. So our listenership has been up. So we appreciate you guys.
Always twirling
to the top
of the charts.
Yeah, Eklund twirling in the offensive zone towards freedom. Go check out the Locked On NHL channel. They have they've been doing Olympic coverage, and they have a breakdown of Finland's gold medal win. So good job, Finland, and hopefully we can get a Finnish prospect boy for Find Eklund a Friend. See how I tied that together. If not, go check out any of the other amazing podcasts on the Locked On channel, such as
Locked On Vikings.
Oh, I bet that one's a blast. Luke, yeah, I think that one. Yeah, I think he's really good at his job from what I hear. So, anyway, bye, friends.
Remember the Lord.